Hi, everybody. How are we doing? Look at y'all waiting for me. It's amazing. I'm have to scroll up, make sure my hair was a little windy when we came in. We went and had some dinner. Hi, Edward. Hi, Edward. How are you doing tonight? Oh, yeah, treasures. Hi, Book. Hi, Laura. Hi, Chris. There's Jeff downstairs. Hi, Steph. How are you guys doing tonight? I'm gonna try and find the feed over here so I can read it better. It's a little bit bigger. So, Susan, hi, Deanne. Your names are all so right in my top of my mind. Hi, Auntie Christy, because I've been doing all the invoicing, all the sorting. I have tubs lining lining the walkway with everybody's stuff in it. And got it all organized, and I think we're all pretty much set. Everybody is all yes, Merry Christmas Eve Eve. Hi, Nancy. I think everybody has pretty much all sorted out, so that's pretty cool. It was nice to have that done this morning. Why just looking at notifications. I feel like I'm a little washed out. I'll back up a little bit. Let me find my cell phone here. Oh, Nancy's on. To go over there later. What do I need to do to find myself? There we go. Okay. Hi, Paula. Laura. I don't know if I got it in the last couple hours. I haven't read email recently. You're all on Santa's nice list, right? With all your tubs of stuff, right? It's not coal coming in your boxes, that's for sure. Hi, Barbie. No, I haven't charged you for shipping yet. So, as everybody's coming in, I'll do a refresher on what we were doing. I was doing these 12 days in a row on lives, and I was holding open boxes. So what that means is, sorry, I'm going to take a sip. Think whatever, I had my last bite of my dessert. Didn't like my teeth. What it means is I was holding everything from those 12 days to save everybody on shipping. So after tonight, when I start to do the shipping, then all the stuff from any of the invoices are going to go in one box, and it'll save everybody shipping. So I will do my best to make it as economical as possible, as long as things are safe in the box. We have several people. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. We have several people who have multiple pieces of glass, and depending on how big those become with bubble wrap and how heavy they are, I might have to go to a little bit bigger box just so that we don't end up with shards in the mail. So I want to pack them all as safely as possible and giving you guys as good of a combination on shipping of your items as possible as well. So if that's clear as mud, awesome. So hey, we got 18, 19 in the room. That's nice. So Miss Chris had asked me if I would bring some other glass. Oh, there we go. I found it. Find the volume quick. If I would bring some glass from some other makers so you could see other things than just Fenton. Fenton is one of the main companies that we deal with in terms of what people like. Good, Susan. I'm glad. Linda, thumbs up. Awesome. So, but two things I want to do. I didn't really want to, I don't need to sell anything else tonight. I'd love to if you guys want me to. Mostly, I just wanted to kind of show you what it is and tell you what kind of prices they would be at. If there's something you want, we can go from there. Yes, I have a few pieces of Viking. And, but I also really wanted to do a little bit of some positive feedback in terms of what I can do better, what we did good, what we did bad, what we could work on, all that kind of stuff. Steph, pretty much the wades are done for this stint before Christmas. I do have more wades. My mom has more wades. Apparently they're coming out of the woodwork now. So in a future sale, I'll definitely have more wades because I have some of the bigger size ones. They're like 2-3 inches tall, and some houses. And Mom said she has a box somewhere in her garage that's wades. And my friend that I sell with at the live shows, I think she said she had a box somewhere too. So we'll get them all together. Colorado artisan items, right? I'm going to give Becky the week off between Christmas and New Year's. And then I will start packaging boxes and sending you invoices for shipping. That's my plan. Also, the plan is, I think, as long as they're all still on board with it, is that John and Barb are going to do a live with me, like probably the 2nd or 3rd of January, somewhere in there, after my mini vacation for Christmas. Thank you. Thank you, Christine. I appreciate that. I want invoicing to be as specific as possible. Now, what I really wanted to do for you guys was write down each individual animal that you got for wades, but it became unrealistic to type out 50 animal names per invoice on a couple of them. So I just put assorted animals on all of them, and that way everybody's invoice got out that night. So yes, and yeah, that too. There's a lot of stuff backed up, quote unquote, with the postal system right now. We'll let that simmer down. Yes, I also want to set a goal for doing at least a once a week sale. And I want to be able, and I'm going to still, I think, Trisha's been gracious enough to invite us to do once a month with her. So those will work in occasionally as well. And I want to be able to bring a few people that I know in that are new to YouTube, that are in my like real person antique show world. So Fittin' Friday ID posts. There we go. My thing is I need to look at the schedule for what works best for me. I know Trisha puts out a video about when other people have live sales. So I know realistically that I cannot be on at a time nobody else is on. There's just too many people doing sales. So what I'm going to do my best is to not be on the time that I know people I want to watch are on, and what works with my calendar and my schedule. So that was a couple things I was going to ask you guys. Thank you, Laura. I feel like I've worked hard these 12 days to keep everything straight. I am into, yeah, like I said, we've hit some milestones, which is awesome. We hit 50 people in the chat on Tuesday night, which was amazing. Excuse me. I went into my second notebook for sales for writing everything down, which is great as well. I did 12 lives, 12 days live in a row. On my channel, I was on Trisha's channel, I was on Christina's channel, and Yvonne was on with me on my channel as well. So that was fun. You know what's really funny, Annie Christie, is I picked up a rock tumbler today. I have to see if it works, because that'll be kind of fun for broken glass projects, because we all know you deal with glass, you get broken pieces, and I have a box full of it downstairs. So thank you, Paula. I appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. I appreciate all you guys being my backup. I mean, it's amazing when everybody kind of, comes together and just picks up and does it where they see that there needs to be a little bit of help. So that's been amazing. So And you were aisle 2. I think I think the autocorrect got you there, Barbie, unless I'm missing something. So I have a couple questions. Do you like the evening sales, or is there a better time of day that you think would be better for a sale? 7 o'clock seems to be a sweet spot for me. Turn that one off. I feel like I have bright light in my face. Let's try that. Ill. Oh, yes. Right? I got a little sick in the middle. We had a squall in the middle of all of it. So I think we rolled with the punches pretty well. Thank you. Stuff, that's kind of my plan. Let's see what I can do. You know, I know people do it for making basically sea glass. So the ocean's just a giant rock tumbler, right? We'll see. My question is I don't think this is a professional one. It's probably just like a hobby kind of small one. So it might take, a whole week to run it for it to do anything, but we'll see. Evening is a good time. Okay. Paula likes the evening sales. Chris's evenings. Okay. See, Auntie Chrissy, that's one of the things I was thinking. I was thinking I could bring Kari in if she wants to work with me. We'll see if she wants to do that. Because that's what's really awesome about that is, excuse me as I slur my words together, is that she can be at home and I can be at home and we don't have to worry about driving back and forth to be together for it. And it works spectacular that way. Laura also likes evenings. Looks like evenings are the winner. I kind of like the 7 o'clock hour for me, which is 9 Eastern time, because I don't mind going a little bit until, we all know on Trisha's and Christina and Jody that we go till like 2 o'clock in the morning Eastern, well, here in Colorado time. So I can't do that every week. I'm getting too old to do that every week. However, it happens occasionally. I don't have a problem with that, especially because I'm a night owl. So I kind of like this hour as well. Combined shipping. Yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to combine shipping because she's an hour and a half away from me. So just the gas to drive it up to her to put in the same box, depending on what it is not economical. Especially if it's a, $3-5 package to ship, it's not worth our time to do that. But of course, Kari would work with me. Well, we'll see. That would be fun. So, hi, Edward. Right, Chris. I know. I don't. When you're doing round robin with 3 or 4 people, it takes longer. That's just the name of the game. So, however, 3 to 5 hours is a long sale. I agree. So, yeah. Well, and I don't fall asleep. I get cold. My heater is set to go to that economy mode around 11 o'clock at night. And then my legs get cold and it takes me forever to warm back up again. So unless I figure out another way to stay warm, I've already got blankets on my chair and around my feet and everything else. So, and when it's longer and I sit still that long, I just get chilled. So, it is what it is. Oh yeah, sure. That'd be a great idea. I'm going to go to the back of here. We can make a calendar of in-person shows. We like evening hours. Yeah, because that's one of the things that I was just saying tonight that my friend and I are going to need to look at our calendar for this next year just to kind of get a rough layout of who's who and where's what or what's available. Oh, I know. I have socks on. I have shoes on. I have a blanket around my feet. Next step would be an electric blanket. The problem is I'll get hot flashes and I'll be hot up here and frozen toes. But hey, gotta do what you gotta do. We need to get back out there. Yeah. So next question on my list is once a week enough? Is twice a week too much? I mean, I don't know if I don't want to like overcommit either. I don't want to be like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do 2-3 sales a week. It'll be awesome. And then like a month later, be like, can't handle it. See, Chris, that's what I was thinking. I know that Christina is on Mondays, and that's kind of where I was looking. It kind of looked good on my calendar once a week, Deanne. Okay. So I don't know. I mean, it's my channel. I need to be on when I can be on. However, I know that several of us share a lot of the same pool of people. I don't want to stretch everybody so thin that then they're not coming to the sales they want to go to either. So once a week, okay. Yeah, I don't think that more than once a week is doable unless like if I do my once a week on my channel and then if I add in like a Saturday night with Trisha. So it wouldn't be every week, it would just be a random one occasionally. Yeah, I think that I would be because we were doing back when we were doing a lot of sales, we were doing 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5 a month. So that's about once a week. So it's doable. You kind of get in a rhythm with that. So the great thing about that was there weren't any shows to pack for and all that stuff. So, oh, that's a good combination. Once a week and every other 2. All right. Christina starts at 9 Central. I know that's 8 for me Mountain Time. And if I start at 7, that's only an hour before her, then people have to kind of choose where they want to go when she starts. So, like I said, I don't want to step on other people's sales. I just want to make it work for everybody. I mean, it won't work for everybody. What works best as much as I can handle. So, oh, there we go. See, that's it. Margaret, my feet were getting cold, and then it was taking like an hour for them to warm up in bed. It was awful. Start at 6. That's a possibility. And if I'm by myself, I can go a little bit faster than if you're rotating with another person too. So there is that. So yeah, I know. And that's what everybody's told me. I mean, even the people that, I've done sales with, they're like, you got to do what's best for you. So I'm getting that advice from everywhere. So I appreciate that. And then too, like if I do a sale with Trisha on a Saturday and then me on a Monday, then I can combine those invoices and shipping costs as well, because they're only like 2 days apart. So that would be helpful as well. Yep, I know. I haven't looked at, yeah, I know. Okay. I was thinking time, day of the week, number of days a week. I know, Steph. It's so full. And people go and watch who they want to watch. That's just all there is to it. So, and I know that there's other ones going on, and that's not a problem. So, and I know people can have multiple devices on with multiple live feeds at the same time. If they really want to watch more than one person, they'll flip between the 2. So, yep. Well, and that's it, Chris. I mean, that's what this whole thing for me going, if I don't just say, I'm going to be live for the 12 days of Christmas and jump in, I'm never going to do this. So it was kind of like my commitment to you guys. I've put it out there in the world. And then, so I wasn't like, everybody's like, where'd she go? What happened to her? She said she was going to do this and she didn't. So I feel like that is a huge milestone for me as well, to have actually accomplished the 12 lives in a row for 12 days straight. And I did it, and it's been a blast. It has been really, really fun. So I thank you guys, because without you guys, it'd be just me sitting here talking to myself and Jeff in the basement. So it's been really fun. I really do appreciate it. And I know I missed a couple comments, so I'm going to look them up here quick and see what I missed. Yeah, Stefan, that's interesting because that's the thing is that how do you expand your audience? I know that I've picked up 2, 3, 4 new buyers in the last couple of days. So I know there's other people who have said, "Hey, Becky's on. Becky's gonna be on tonight. Go watch her," and stuff like that. So that's been nice for them to come over to my channel. What do you need, babe? Okay, I'll look. I'm going up a little bit towards the beginning. I'm gonna go back to the beginning and see. Jeff says I missed something. Oh no, I think it's I think it was invoicing between Barbie and Chris. Okay, it should just be Barbie and Chris, and you guys work that out. It's not my invoices. Are my invoices coming through? I woke up to 70% of my invoices paid this morning, which was amazing. To credit you guys. You guys are on it. You are taking care of it, and I love that. Because I know there's been a few times on our other sales we have to chase down people, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do I will try and get out the invoices within 48 hours. And the reciprocal respect that I expect is that you guys get it paid within 48 hours. Unless there's something else going on that you gotta, that you need to tell me about. Sorry, my chair like slides back. And, just communicate with me. That's not a problem at all. I'm reasonable. So let me double check now that he told me to go up. Now I'm going to go back. Do a preview photo. What do you guys think of previews? Just throwing it out there. I'm not a huge fan of previews. I'll let you guys answer the question in the chat while I look at something else. Thank you, Margaret. I appreciate that. And it is fun. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun. It's so exciting to be able to bring you guys stuff you want and for it to go to the place it's supposed to go to, that you're excited about, that you're interested in. That is really what makes it all, in the whole circle of buying and selling. It makes it this exciting for me for it to be going where it's supposed to go to. So, yeah, I can give highlights to attract buyers. I agree. That's a positive for doing previews. Yeah, I know, Chris. I was still not feeling great, so I kind of did one a little bit earlier just to kind of feel out some different time spots as well. So that was kind of part of my experimenting with being on all these days in a row as well. So, okay, Steph, sounds good. Susan got her email. Laura sent me a note about an invoice that wasn't. Laura Orton sent me a note about an invoice that wasn't there. Okay, Laura Orton, well, I did do invoicing at like 11 o'clock at night. So I will check into that and make sure I have the correct items on there for you. And yes, this would be part of the, if there's something wrong with the invoice, send me an email, send me a message, and we'll get it fixed. Obviously, I don't expect you to pay an invoice if it's not correct. So I will look into that tonight when I'm off the live. You got invoiced again for someone else's items. Laura, is that on mine? Is what I'm guessing. That's what I'm reading. You can take it or leave it on the previews, Paula says. Not a video, but a photo. Okay, for previews. And Michelle says she doesn't have time for previews. Okay, I will. I will check that, Laura. I'll check it. And I will correct it. If you want to send me an email for what you think is the part for me to go look at, that would be great, because then I know what I'm looking for. Appreciate it. Love and Circles, Susan, you have a medium-sized bluebird you haven't received? Okay. I will look that up as well. Jeff has great plans for me for a spreadsheet for helping with invoicing so that I'm not doing it all handwritten and then transferring it from that into PayPal invoicing systems. Yes. Okay. All right, Laura, I will double check it. Thank you. Thank you, Susan S. See, part of my, it's not, well, not a problem. I could see where I could have put invoices to the same name, but look into it for sure. So, all right. So on here on the Tuesday, I'm not however, I want to prepare at least a scene or an example. I know I just it switched in and out, so I'm gonna pull them off of the Wi-Fi. Okay, I don't know what else. Can't understand. Sorry. Are we any better now? Try to tell me and see if up on the is um, can you hear me? Um, just totally can't. Turn. Okay. Okay. Wonderful, Laura. I appreciate that. Let's see. I'm trying to just kill time here and not really talk about anything while Jeff is troubleshooting a couple things with seeing what is on and what is not on the Wi-Fi to see if we can get, make sure it stops this blipping out stuff. I don't know what's going on with that. Mary Klein, I thought you paid your invoice, if you can hear me. We'll see. Yeah, that's what Barbie, that's what he's trying to do. He's like, you're on the TV. Well, the TV's pulling Wi-Fi. I'm back. Okay. Now I see you. Do you hear me? Do you see me and hear me? We need both things. Now we're back. Okay. Maybe it's the TV being on down there. I don't know. Strange. He's gonna double check the Wi-Fi and make sure there's not something going on with that too. So, okay, cool. So one of the questions I had up higher was Mary Klein. I thought you paid your invoice. However, if you want to double check it, that'd be great. And then I think I read Susan or Love in Circles that you went in and you found out that your invoice is good. So I don't need to, well, because I didn't see anything that was unpaid on that one. So hopefully that's good too. So looks good now. Don't move. Okay. I won't move. Don't move, Kaylin. My daughter just came in. Good to see her. Okay. So, hi, Sean. How are you doing tonight? Thanks for popping in. Sounds good now. Wonderful. What is, okay, so we were talking about preview pictures. I kind of looked at all the comments when all that craziness of popping on and off was going on. Here's my theory. One thing, I don't always know what I'm going to pull. And my theory also is if you like the stuff somebody is selling, then you'll stick around and see what they're bringing to sell. And I don't really want to, and it takes a lot of extra time to take all the pictures. I'm not going to do reels and videos and that kind of stuff. I just don't have the patience for it mostly. I'm not as good as on Instagram as my kids are. So I'm fine with posting like I'm having a sale tonight. It's going live. Here's the time. Here's the date. That I can do. And I'm fine with doing like a theme. If I'm doing I think it'd be fun to do some color themes or some seasonal themes or glassmaker themes or, stuff like that to kind of mix it up a little bit. So those are a couple of things. Okay. Well, thank you, Annie Christie. I appreciate that. Oh, and Laura doesn't even watch the previews. Okay. So I'm fine with saying, hey, tonight our theme is going to be, purple, or tonight our theme is going to be anything that glows. And then anything that kind of fits into that, it kind of gives you an idea of where I'm going with it and what kind of things would come up with that. Okay. Right. That's right. My Chris will be there cheerleading me on. I so much appreciate it. So, okay. So that was the preview thing. And then I wanted to go to a thank you. Like I said, I was blown away. If you didn't hear me earlier, I was blown away that I finished invoicing about 11:45 my time last night. And by the time I woke up at 8:30 this morning, 60 to 70% of my invoices were paid, which is amazing. Love that you guys are on top of it. Makes everybody's job so much easier. Nobody gets frustrated trying to go track people down. So that's awesome. So I have another question. What do you think of the open box? I think 12 days is a little bit too long. However, we're trying it out, and lots of my things were small things, so I knew that the box concept should work better. So, hi, Trisha. I popped into Trisha's sale this afternoon when I was waiting in line for gas at Costco. I'm like, well, what better thing to do is sit here for 30 minutes and wait to get up to the pump than watch Trisha. Yeah, Sean, it was spectacular. You like the open boxes. I would think that about a week, well, I mean, 2 sales. I just don't want, here's my concern about open boxes, is that if I say, oh, I'll keep you an open box until you fill one up, then what if somebody doesn't buy from me for like 3 weeks and I have their item sitting here and say somebody has an accident and something gets broken? That I don't want to do. So I'd rather it be going out more often. Right. It was $2.79 a gallon, Trisha. It was awesome. So you like the open box concept as well. I do like it where it will be shorter, like a Thursday, like if I'm on with Trisha on Saturday and then I'm on Monday, then that makes logical sense to me for those to be combined shipping. Yeah. So, I mean, if I'm doing one sale a week, I suppose technically I could do, say, a Monday and a Monday, and then those two go out together. And if I have something in the middle, that's in there too. But what then happens is some of those items get further out in my memory, and I'm better off with it being done sooner and out faster. But right, Annie Christie, I heard they're up close to high 4s and into the 5s. So yep, a box a month. Huh, I don't know about that. Now you get it, Sean? Okay, cool. Well, that's it. I mean, here, I mean, my living room and my dining room is my glass gallery. That's the long and the short of it. This is where my inventory is. Currently I have 24 tubs, like shoebox size tubs lining the area. And then I have like people who have like single items like off to the side over here. And it's fine for the 12 days that we did. I just don't think I'd want it to go longer than that, honestly. Because I don't want to mix. The longer it goes, the more chances I have of mixing things up. And I would rather not make those mistakes as I went along. Because believe me, I've made that mistake. I shipped $200 piece of glass to the wrong person once, and she never shipped it back. So I paid my stupid tax on that one. So, okay, I'm going to read the chat just to catch up. Yeah. See, and Chris, I kind of like that shipping within the week. I don't mind doing if I have a couple sales within a couple days of each other, combined shipping, but I think that's as far out as I'd like to go. And I mean, if it was a special busier time of year, we end up having some extra sales within the week, then it would be a special case, a special scenario that I could combine shipping because those sales would be so close together. So yeah. Christy. Right. Yeah. And I'm just afraid that it'll get more complicated, and I'd like to keep it simple because I know I can get it through. That's the other thing. I feel like I can get my items out to you. You've purchased it, you've paid for it. I want it out to you because you've paid for it. You don't want it to sit here for, a month till the end of the month to get it. So, I'd like to be timely on the shipping as well. So, okay. Thank you, Margaret. Sounds logical, Deanne. I appreciate that. Anna Christie as well. Yeah, I know. I mean, well, that's it. I mean, here's the other thing is if it's things that are under a pound, or if we're doing, say, books that can go media mail, it's more beneficial to do all books media mail because that's a better shipping rate. And or if it can stay under a pound, it's a better shipping rate as well. It's first class. It has insurance, it has tracking, but it's just a little bit cheaper because it's under a pound. So there is that as well. So, all right, cool. So those are the majority of my questions that I had about what I could do better. Um, I'm gonna open it up. If you guys have any other suggestions, if there was, I mean, I know there's a few times I stumbled over a few things. I know the more sales I have, the more proficient I get at it. Is there some other suggestions? And I am, I'm for positive criticism. I don't want to be like, you're terrible, you're awful. What can I do better? That's my question. If there's something I could do better, I would love positive interaction with that. Jewelry. I think Annie Christie wants some jewelry. Just saying. I gotta have some time to do that. I have to go wrap Christmas presents still tonight for tomorrow night. Since I was sick, that kind of threw a wrench in it because I really wanted to stay down so I could be with people on Christmas. So I kind of put limits on myself and said, you have to stay in bed till noon and not go anywhere on Monday and Tuesday. So you can just get some rest. So thank you, Paula. Appreciate that. Thank you, Laura. Oh, totally, Annie Christie. Smalls are so much easier to ship. Jewelry, and that's why I have a lot of smalls. Like up in these shelves up here, I have a lot of smalls. Now, I'm not afraid to ship things. I mean, like this. This is the big swung vase. I can ship it. It's just that everybody's got to know that it costs to ship. And I can't combine like 3, 4 huge bases like that in one box because they'll just demolish each other. I have to pack them so they'll be safe to arrive safe. So, yay, Christina. Glad you're here. It was funny. Earlier today, I was on a phone call with my friend and I waved goodbye to her. I'm like, oh, I've been live way too much this week. I'm I was waving at her. Hmm. Yes, this is the final. This is my 12th day. Since tomorrow is the last one day till Christmas, this was my 12th day. I moved. Sorry. I don't see frozen on my end, but thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. Yes, Auntie Christy, I'm working on merchandise. I have my daughter did my logo. We did some shirts. However, I need to talk to a friend of mine who has a big press to make the shirts better because my little iron didn't cut it. So I'll be working on that. That's right, Christina. Maybe she's in line at the light like me at the gas station. Hi, Peterson. How are you? Hi, Deanne. Thank you, Deanne, for your comments. I appreciate it. I know, waving at my friend. I was like, I'm waving to you. So silly. Oh, Susan, is it still not? You might need to up your pixels, which is the 3 little dots up in the corner up there to make it to go a little faster. Themed and color themed sales. Yep. That's one of the things I was thinking. Everybody's saying hi. Hi, Geneva. Oh, apparently I am behind in the chat. Okay, you ready to, I mean, unless I am totally open for any other comments. If there's anything else you can think of, let me know. I want this to be as fun for me. I mean, I want it to be as fun for you guys as it is for me. because it is so much fun. I mean, and I know like the sales go really long with like Christina and Jody and Trisha and stuff, but it's so much fun to just hang out and to talk and to chat and have a sale. So I'm gonna bring my friend from Alabama on. He's talking about it and I need to get him scheduled. You guys will love him. He is a riot. So no freezing at Peterson's End. Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to show you some glass. I don't really want to sell anymore because I really don't want to invoice anymore. And some of your boxes are getting really full. So, hi, Nancy. Oh, I'm so glad we didn't go over you too far. Good to see you tonight. Hope you had a good live as well. Okay, I'm glad you got caught back up there, Miss Susan. Oh, was the lag really bad? That's too bad. Okay, so yeah, here's what I want to do. I just want, Chris asked if I would show some different companies of glass. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 different kinds. So, and I am more than willing to tell you about where these would be priced at a show. So here is, she asked about, I think one of Chris's main questions was Viking. What's the big deal about Viking glass? This is a big, I'll see if I can show it from the bottom. So the bottom of this is what's telling me that this is Viking. And I had to go and look it up because I knew it was Viking. And it is a big swung vase. Do you guys know what swung vase means? I mean, you know what it looks like. Do you know kind of like why it's a swung vase? 13 inches tall. Viking has some really pretty colors. They have very pretty clear glass. This is that avocado green color. This is the bigger size vase. It's not the small one like the bud vase. See, Peterson is guessing it's a 3-toed draped something. It looks like it's poured. Yeah, it does. Doesn't it look like stretch candy? So, couple things. When they take this out of the mold, they're holding on to the end and they're literally swinging this out and letting gravity and the weight of the glass pull these out. So that's why it looks stretched and then swung, because they use centrifugal force and gravity to let it do its thing. That's why, like the tops, like here's a top of another one, are all different. They don't come out of a mold looking like this. Very good, Sean. Hi, all in the Attic Treasures. And Jeannie, if I get it right, do I get points tonight, guys? So this is from the Epic line, some of the older styles that Viking did. I went and looked it up because at first I thought, because of this shape here, that it was a drape. Drape and Viking is a pattern within the vase here. So this is from the Epic line, and it is called an arching thumbprint. They come up with some creative names on this stuff. Is Viking rare? I don't think so. I find it quite a bit, and we don't have a lot of glass. We don't have as much glass in Colorado as you do. The further east you get, the more glass there is in the United States. Yeah, the drapes are really pretty. So here's another Viking one. And so like price-wise, that green one would have been around $40 to $45 at a show, depending on what kind of a show you're going to. No, it's not. Just, yeah, there's lots of colors, lots of patterns. There's my Jody. How are you tonight, Miss Jody? Oh, yeah, Ohio? You're in the epicenter of it. Ohio and West Virginia are where the majority of glass companies were. That's because they need water, they need the chemicals, the sand, the natural gas. All those things are readily available in all those little valleys, and there are tons of glass companies in Ohio and West Virginia. So, yes, I'm telling you about glass. So this is another piece of Viking. It's a swung vase, so there's the opening of it. It's in lavender or lilac. It is this one is approximately 16 inches tall. So looking at the foot of this one, the name of this design is Six Petal. I like it when they make it simple. Yes, I've watched Blown Away, and they do some really good work. So, and this has a satin finish on it. So, you can, the difference between the really shiny look on the glass and this really satin smooth look of the glass. And it's one of those finishes that I think they do with an acid etch. And it's amazing how many senses you can use with the glass. And that would be something that would be around $65 to $75 at a show because of the color and the size. Yes, lots of the swung vases are very mid-century mod. Do you guys recognize this color? Everybody seems to be gaga about this color lately. So yeah, Viking, very mid-mod. Fitnet has its period of mid-mod. They did a lot of swung stuff in the late 60s and into the 70s. Viking, because of their colors and their shapes, seem to fit mid-mod a lot more. So this is Bittersweet. You all recognize this color? No, it's Bittersweet. It's called Bittersweet. Its name is Bittersweet. It's about 11 inches tall. It is a glass that it's similar. Okay, so lots of people call this a slag glass, but it is heat sensitive. So it's got the variations of the color come from the heat of the glass, how the glass was heated, how it cools after it's been unmolded. Bittersweet is one of the big, like mid-mod things everybody really loves. It's an opaque glass, so you don't see through it. And if I am correct, it's going to be really, really hard to see. Let's see if I can get it. Can you kind of see right here on this foot, that orangey glow? It's hard to see because it's reflecting. Where it's lighter, it's very similar to Amberina, and it fluoresces under a black light, similar to Amberina. The yep, it glows. Now, this one is Ellie Smith. Now, here's where it gets confusing. Glass companies are like doing research on genealogy. Yes, this color came in lots of different sizes and colors. Ellie Smith, and I think Ellie Smith is the only one that had this color made. Fenton made poured glass for Ellie Smith. There's another one. Ellie Smith and LG Wright. They're companies that had molds and would shop around for other companies that made glass to pour their glass for them. I'll turn it a little bit. So it's three-toed. And here's the top, the swung part of it. How's that? And I do not know the name of this pattern, unfortunately. Yes, patterns got passed around, meaning certain Some companies would sell their molds from one company to the next. Some companies would go out of business. Other companies would buy their molds. Like some of the early American pressed glass, the EAPG, those molds, those are older companies would go out of business, and some newer companies would pick them up, including like Mosser, who is still currently pouring glass in Cambridge, Ohio. They are pouring new colors in EAPG molds. So this is something that would go for about $40 at a show. Yes, there you go. They subcontracted. And L.E. Smith and L.G. Wright, if I remember correctly, they would basically go with whoever had the best prices at the time. And sometimes you can tell who poured glass for those companies because they would only make a certain color in a certain time frame. So then if you're looking at the history of the companies such as Fenton, you can look at it and see they only made this color from here to here for these 2 years. So it's more than likely that L.E. Smith had them make that because that's what color it was. So it's not all hard and fast rules, though, by any means. So what price range would that have been when it first came out? Oh, that's a good question. That I don't know. You know where we need to look for that stuff is in some of those, some of the old magazines and stuff where they have Viking ads, and like Sears, in the Sears catalog, Fenton did a line for Sears and Roebuck at one point. They did a lot of their yellow roses and pink roses on the white and the silver crest pieces for Sears. So they're in the Sears catalogs. Who made the Comport candy dish? Comport candy dish is just a shape. A Comport is a footed bowl. Fenton calls it a Comport. All the other companies call it a compote. It's about the finesse of the language because Fenton thought that compote goes in a comport. So the piece of glass, they called it a comport. Everybody else called it compote. Just like they call fairy lamps fairy lights. Everybody else calls them fairy lamps. Oh yes, please everybody give us a thumbs up. Yes, Geneva, glass feels totally different. That's how you know different glass companies as to the weight of the glass, how it feels in your hand, the feel of the finish of the glass. If it's really thin and really light, it's more than likely something that came from overseas because they were more concerned with the price and the weight of shipping it than glass that was made within the US. So let's see. I know I'm behind on comments. Yes, Rainbow Glass was a company that got bought out by Viking. So the gist of what I know about that is when Viking bought out Rainbow, they took their existing inventory and slapped Viking stickers on all of it. So some Viking is Rainbow glass made by Rainbow that they just put their name on when they purchased the company. So there's a few things that Viking and Rainbow made at different times, and then you have to do research onto who made what color when to kind of know that. Kanawha, Titan I have not heard of. Kanawha is one that was in West Virginia as well. They're not necessarily lesser quality glass. Sometimes I kind of feel like courting lamps is a specific style of a lamp, yes. Oh, okay. Funny thing is that Fenton does the Bird of Happiness and it looks nothing like the Bluebirds of Happiness. So there's that too, in terms of confusing things. Yeah, it's totally complicated. If you're like a genealogy nerd and want to go into it all, it's fascinating. My mother loves like looking into the history and where everybody came from and how they're all connected. Oh, here's another wrench that gets thrown into this. I'm like giving you short snippets and bringing it down to a concise statement. Um, I don't have all the details by any means. However, one of the other things that makes it complicated is people who designed glass for certain companies would either be fired from and or move to another company, like be poached to another company to work for somebody else. So then their design work is seen in one or more companies because they took their design elements to wherever they worked at the time. So there are some places that have similar designs because their designers went from one company to the other. Okay. See, I've seen redbirds, I've seen yellowbirds, I've seen the bluebirds. I know that's something I haven't even gone into because those get really complicated, and to me those are the things that we sold at Hallmark when I was in high school and college. So it's just a different level of, and those were all handmade. Well, Fitten is handmade. It's hand blown into a mold. Each piece is touched by hand. But if you're putting it into a mold, it makes it faster. It's not like hand designed or hand worked. Some of them were, each piece was hand worked because they have like handles and things applied to them. So, oh yes, Auntie Christy, have I seen Fire and Light? You know I live in the same town with Yvonne, right? The original Fire and Light video that's out there. Mm-hmm. We have found some Fire and Light here in Colorado Springs. I have 2 pieces right back there. So, can I recommend one all-encompassing book? Oh, staff. I would start with a book or company or color or a genre of glass that you're interested in and just start learning about, if you like the green glass that Viking did, start with the Viking book. So, that would be interesting to see a Titan sticker, Christine, because I don't think I've seen that. And the ones I've seen are the ones with what's his name etched on them. I don't remember the name, but it's got the guy Leo Ward. That's who I've seen etched in them. The Book of Becky. You guys, I know nothing, honestly, compared to all the information that's out there. What I always say is I know enough to get in trouble. I know enough to look at a piece of glass and go, this should be something good. Or I know enough to ask somebody who knows more, is this something good? And that's how I have just learned by being around it more since we started having sales like every week or two for the last 2 years. I have learned a tremendous more about stuff, but then I forget about it and I'm like, wait, isn't this that? She's like, oh no, it's that. I'm like, why? It looks like this. No, it's that. Okay. I get it mixed up and I don't retain all the information. Some of it just goes in and out. So, okay. Yes, for sure you can feel the quality. Leo Ward has I don't know if Leo Ward has a book out there. I just know that Leo Ward signed a lot of the Bluebirds that I've seen. I do not know. Does he have a book for that company? Because that would be awesome. That's the other thing, is lots of these companies didn't keep accurate records. So when people went to do research, they're like, where's this? Where's that? And so next week, when I have John Walk doing a live with us, he can tell you his frustration with how it took to gather information for his books, because they didn't always keep fantastic records of who made what or all the stuff. So, and then factory fires, lots of it just went up in flames. So what there was disappeared. There is a book, I know, one of my mom's favorite books that was recent that she liked to do. There's a book on West Virginia glass companies that gives like a short synopsis of who they were, what kind of glass they did, where they were located, all that kind of stuff. So And if you have a local library that's got anybody interested in glass at all, they hopefully have some books about certain kinds of glass that you can just start, loaning them from the library and getting an idea of what you're interested in too. The old stuff like EAPG, super, super hard for me to follow. I just know it's old. The newer stuff that people are currently interested in actively collecting, that's more popular currently, that's the kind of things that we see more often. So I'm going to show you a piece of Blinko. This is one of the newer stickers. That hand, Blinko, handcrafted, made in America. They are out of Milton, West Virginia. They are still making glass. We've been there the last 2 summers, and then the 2 years before that. One of my mother's favorite places to be. This vase is, big. It is, wrong end of the ruler, a little over 13 inches tall. It's an emerald green color with an applied double handle and an applied clear foot. You can see the pontil on it. All Blinko's glass is hand blown into their molds. They polish their pontil, which means they put some fire to it. So it's got a smoothed off, it's like where the glass breaks off from where they hold it on the rod, but then they put fire to it so it at least smooths out this thing, so you're not going to have a sharp edge where they finished it. So this is one of their pieces. Okay, I'm going to go back and see what I missed. Oh yeah, there's way more books, and there's more books out of print than there are in print. And there's so many books out there. If you can pick up books inexpensively, $5 is an inexpensive price for a book, considering that they originally retail for $30, $40 a piece, and lots of them are out of print, and you can't get them again. What does the label look like? Are you looking about the Blinko label? This piece would go for, say, $60 to $75. My mom, they make special pieces. They do limited runs. They do limited runs on colors and shapes, and they do special editions. So, and there's stuff in their showroom. This piece in their showroom would probably have been around that too, $60 to $80. So, okay. No, Sean, I do not. I did not look into this, other than I know this is a newer sticker because of the shape, and it's a clear label, so I would guess within the last 10 to 20 years, give or take. Excuse me. There's another Blinko piece. Oh, Steven. Can't talk right now. Has that same Blinko sticker on it. Oh, okay. I see, Laura. And it says, make sure I read it to you right. It's got their phone number on it, Blinko Handcraft, and then it's got their website, www.blinkoglass.com, made in the USA. So now that these companies, they're also marketing themselves. So this should be a newer piece, since they have, the label has their website on it, and it has that textured look to the backside, and then the nice smooth glass on this side. So it's a 3-footed candle holder. That's what this one is, in crystal. You can see how clear their glass is too, honestly. What you're seeing on the backside that looks kind of yellow is the texture, that's then the thickness of the glass. For how thick the glass is, it picks up other colors. So, okay. I was going to go back to another Viking piece. This is the three-toed candle glow. That's what this is called. It has a frog on the top. So lots of times you'll find just this piece like this because somebody has picked it up and dumped out the frog and it's broken. This is the shape of the frog that's supposed to be in it. It has the big spot in the middle for a candle, thus the name Candle Glow. And this is in an ebony glass. It's black. I don't know if Viking made theirs black amethyst, but this one is not. It's not thin enough anywhere to see if it's black amethyst. But that's how they're supposed to come. The candle glow with the frog in the three-footed bowl. That piece, since the black is a little bit harder to find and not as common, would run around $40 to $55. Hi, Margaretta. How are you tonight? Here's another piece of Viking. I think this is a pretty good example of the richness of their colors. How red, their reds are very red. Their greens are nice and green. They have rich, deep colors. This is heavy. I would say this is almost a pound. No worries. Thanks for joining us. Viking fruit. So this is what went into a mold. You can kind of see the lines on it. And this is the end that was blown. And then they cover it up with the stem and attach it that way so that you don't have the hole from the glass being blown in the mold. My mom has a fruit collection. This one we're thinking should go around $30 to $35 at a show. That's kind of, the ruby color is one of the reasons why this is higher. The purples and blues in the fruits go even higher because they're just more sought after colors. You're welcome, Sean. I hope I'm not butchering all the things that I'm trying to remember. So a lot of times the pricing on glass, the more popular the color, the shape, the size, the finish, the design, who made it, who signed it, who painted it, all dictates the price of a piece of glass. And the more popular it is at a time, makes the price go up. Because obviously the more people that want something, the higher the price is going to be. And if they made a limited run or a smaller quantity of an item, that boosts up the price of a piece as well. Yeah, the fruit is fun. Unfortunately, if mom sees me get a piece of fruit, she usually gets first dibs on it. So lots of times it doesn't make it to the show. So I think she has that one. Otherwise, it wouldn't be here. So this is the last piece that I brought to show tonight that I pulled tonight to show you guys. This is a piece of Fenton. This is their traditional petal bowl, because the edges look like petals, and they have either turned them out or they turn them in any varying degree. You can see these bowls from almost all the way cupped in like a round to almost all the way flared out flat, depending on how they finished it. Sure, I can do that, Chris. I can, for Chris, anything for you, man. Since you asked so nicely, I can do that. Thank you, Edward. I appreciate it. So this is their Petal Bowl. It's a newer one because it has the logo right there in the bottom, and it's a smaller logo. And this one was hand painted by somebody. By P. Lauderman. You can see that. So this is a Christmas design. It's an what do they call this? Opaline is what they call this white with a carnival finish. and it's painted with a poinsettia berry design for Christmas. Oh, thanks, Judy. I appreciate it. So here is what they call a Bashful Charlotte. She is a piece that's been made by lots of different companies in lots of different styles and sizes. This one was made by Imperial in this ruby. Here's one of the things that I think is really cool. Beautiful Christmas bowl with a ruby centerpiece. Lots of these come in frogs where they have the holes right down here along the edges. She does not. She's just a centerpiece for a bowl. And this is a really neat way to mix your glass. So her ruby color just accents this bowl so wonderfully. And then can you imagine like the mini Mercury ornaments or, you know, some other bowl filler around her for a centerpiece? It would just be fantastic. They weren't made together. They weren't made to go together, but they really do accent each other well. So this bowl runs anywhere between $50 to $60 is where that one usually would be. And this one, because of her color, she runs about $35, $40. Yes. Merry Christmas, everybody. Or if you're heading out, I appreciate you just sticking around and saying hi tonight. I appreciate it so much. Apparently my drink's almost gone. Right? It would be pretty with some of those fake evergreen like twists like around her. That'd be really pretty too. Hi Warren, how are you doing tonight? Okay. I'll pull out the fire and light. 1 second. Oh, I didn't realize how much other Viking I had around. Here's a rarity. It's an epic piece for you. With the Viking sticker in their lime color. It's got the pattern of the mushroom on there. This is a smaller size. They made these mushrooms in 4 different sizes. This one, it's hard to find color-wise, and everybody loves it because she glows. I'm kind of partial to mushrooms. I haven't put this one out in the show yet. But if you were to find something like this out in the wild and it was a reasonable price, grab it because this is what I have it priced at for a show. That's what I was told for a starting value range. What color did they make mushrooms? I think almost every color. Ambers, the greens, lime, blue neek, clear, frost and clear, red, orange, and I think they have a purpley color too. I think almost every color that Viking made, they made mushrooms in. So, okay, so they asked me to bring these out. Fire and Light is a glass company that was making recycled glass in California. And I think if they closed in the 90s, early 2000s, somewhere in there. So they took glass that already existed, which is known as cullet, because it's been used before, but it can be reheated and reused. So, oh, yeah, Chris. It's really sad when those pieces break like that, but that's what happens, unfortunately. Sometimes they're easier to replace than others. So Yvonne here in Colorado Springs found out about this company, and this company's glass is going crazy in the reselling world because it is no longer being produced. So my understanding is that these two pieces, which this is a candle stand, are fire and light, although they are not marked. Their glass is indicative of this pebbled look on the one side and then the glossy look finish on the other side. This has like a foot to it, and it's like really deceptive. It's got that weird 3D thing to it. And this is in their green color. And the other one I found is a little bit smaller. Same thing with that pebbled look and the smooth shiny on the top side. It is also a smaller candle stand. So lots of fire and light is etched underneath. It literally says fire and light. Yes, like an orange peel, very much so. And this glass is heavy. I would say this is about 2 pounds and this is at least 1.5 pounds. And you can hear it when they touch each other. It is substantial glass. It is not delicate, and it is not, I mean, I'm not going to go banging them together, but if it knocks together a little bit, I'm not worried about it chipping or cracking because it's a big, substantial piece of glass. So these are the two pieces that I found, and Yvonne has looked at them, and between the two of us and her more research than mine, the consensus is they are fire and light. Hi, Miss Booty. How are you doing tonight? We're just kind of doing some show and tell on glass. Let's see. You guys know what Van Briggle is? Have you heard of Van Briggle? It's not glass. It's pottery. Thank you, Sandy. It is one of our local Colorado Springs companies. Oh, throwing things on the floor. So I found this at one of my local thrift stores. We find a lot of it here because it was produced here in Colorado Springs. They are known for their really gorgeous colors of glaze on their pottery. And then some of them have this really pretty drip pattern and stuff on it. So there's a whole long history in that too. So here's what a marking looks like for Van Briggle. And it says Van Briggle, Colorado Springs. And yes, this is a big piece. This picture is almost 12 inches tall in the black glaze. And I would think this would fetch somewhere between $50 to $75 at a show. So yeah, if you find Van Briggle, it's a good one to pick up. That is for sure. Let's see. Well, I think that's pretty much several of the things that I have around here that I know little bits about. So yeah, it's got a pretty drip on it. Hi, Nate. How are you doing tonight? Everybody stopping in to say hello tonight. It's so nice. So, do you have any other questions? Is there something? Read books. Read books, read books, read books. I don't read books enough. I get chastised for not reading books. They're like, didn't you read your book yesterday? I'm like, nope, I didn't. So which book should I read next? So, oh, thank you, Miss Jody. Appreciate it. So, I think that's what I pulled. Basically, I wanted to do kind of a what can I do better? What did we do good kind of session. We got that accomplished. I got some questions answered for what you guys like in terms of times and days of the week and number of sales for the week and working it into my schedule. So I think we accomplished all of that. Right, Trisha. Wouldn't that be fun? I thought I saw there was a YouTube channel out there one time that was reading, she was just like practically reading, going through um page by page of one of the Fenton books. So we could do that. I mean, we could, the Fenton guy should be his books and autograph and sell them. He does that. He is gracious enough to come on. He's a fun to hang out with. He's a character, but he's fun to hang out with. He's fun to tease. He's a good guy. It's really fun. He knows so much. He probably has forgotten more than I know. So good night, Deanne. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Laura. I very much appreciate it. Thank you all again for my 12 days of lives running up to Christmas here. I appreciate it so much. I am going to take this next week to hang out with my friends and family, enjoy the holiday, and then I will be starting to do shipping and sending out shipping invoices to get everything out to you guys. And hopefully that will coincide with just about the time that post office has simmered down a little bit and their rates gone back to normal. So, yeah. Thank you, Paula. You know, I couldn't do this without you guys. And so it's a pleasure to be able to sit and chat with you guys. It really is fun. Right? Yeah. I'm plain old boring next to Mr. Walk. I have to tell you, he is a character. Thank you, Jody. You guys too. Everybody enjoy your Christmas, enjoy your holiday, have some great time, get some downtime. And I know that we'll be popping into some of the people that are still having chats on Christmas Day and New Year's Day. As a matter of fact, I think my next live that's scheduled is with Miss Trisha on New Year's Day. I will have to double check that to make sure. So, and I'm scheduling a live for, it'll either be Monday or Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, somewhere in there at the beginning of January for John Walk to come on with my friend Barb as well to talk about glass. I will. Great, Trisha. I'm glad my memory served me well there. I will try and nail down a area of Fenton for him to talk about so that we're not all over the place. There's over 100 years worth of glass that he can talk about. He's got 9 books. So yeah, there's lots and lots and lots to talk about with Fenton. So that's right. Me and Trisha on 1/1, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 Mountain Standard Time. Yay. Thank you, Edward. Merry Christmas. Feliz cumpleaños. Oh my gosh. That is not. You know what I meant to say. Feliz Navidad. The other one came out so much easier, though. But maybe your birthday's coming up, too. My birthday's coming up next month. We might have to do something special for that, too. All right. Miss Chris gets a couple weeks worth of vacation as well. I know my husband gets off. He works for college, so he gets off. Today was his last day, and then he'll go back after New Year's. So he gets a good week off as well between the holidays. So that's really, really fun. So thank you, everyone. Make sure you pay your final invoices. I don't think there's that many more out there. I think last time I looked, there was only 3 or 4 left. And Laura Orton, I'm going to go check your invoice to make sure that I didn't mess something up, and we will fix it if we did. We'll get it all taken care of. So, yes, thank you, Steph. Everybody have a wonderful holiday. Thank you for joining me for my little bit of knowledge. And it's always fun to learn more because it amazes me how much more I hear. Oh, really? I didn't know that. What else? So there's always more to learn. So We'll see you soon. Thanks for joining me, guys. Have a good night. Merry Christmas.